Is Rome ready for a Black or Asian Pope? The death of Pope Francis has reignited debates about the Catholic Church's readiness to elect its first Black or Asian pontiff. While the College of Cardinals has grown increasingly diverse under Francis's leadership, structural, cultural, and geopolitical factors shape the likelihood of such a historic shift. Below is a synthesis of key considerations from analysts and Vatican observers. 1. Demographic shifts and global representation. The Catholic Church's center of gravity is shifting toward the global south, with Africa and Asia driving membership growth. Africa alone added 9 million Catholics in 2023, now representing 20% of global adherents, while Asia's Catholic population is expanding rapidly in countries like the Philippines and India. This growth has amplified calls for leadership reflecting these regions. African contenders, Cardinal Peter Turkson, Ghana, and Fridolin Ambongo, DR Congo, are frequently cited as candidates. Turkson, a veteran Vatican diplomat, advocates for climate action and poverty alleviation but faces skepticism over his age, 76, and past remarks linking clerical abuse to homosexuality. Ambongo, a conservative voice opposing same-sex blessings, represents Africa's complex interplay of social justice advocacy and doctrinal traditionalism. Asian contenders, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Philippines, is a leading progressive figure, dubbed the Asian Francis for his focus on inclusivity and evangelization. However, his tenure at Caritas Internationalis faced criticism from management issues, potentially weakening his candidacy. Charles Bo, Myanmar, and Malcolm Ranjit, Sri Lanka, are also noted, though Bo's age, 76, and Ranjit's conservatism limit their appeal. Analyst insight. While demographic trends favor non-European candidates, African and Asian cardinals often lack the global visibility and Vatican political networks of their European counterparts. This could hinder consensus building in the conclave. 2. Cultural and theological barriers. The Church's historical Eurocentrism and entrenched doctrinal divides complicate the election of a non-European pope. Conservative resistance. Many African cardinals, including Ambongo and Robert Sarah, Guinea, opposed progressive reforms like same-sex blessings, aligning them with traditionalists but alienating moderates. This polarization may lead factions to compromise on a centrist candidate rather than risk ideological extremes. Asian pragmatism. Tagle's emphasis on dialogue over dogma resonates with Francis's vision but clashes with conservative cardinals wary of diluting orthodoxy. Meanwhile, geopolitical tensions, such as China's influence over Catholic appointments, could deter electors from selecting a Chinese-linked candidate. Analyst insight. A Black or Asian pope would need to navigate Vatican politics while balancing regional expectations. For instance, an African pope might face pressure to uphold conservative social values, conflicting with Francis's legacy. 3. Geopolitical considerations. The Vatican's diplomatic priorities, particularly in China and the global south, influence papal prospects. China's shadow. The 2018 Vatican-China Agreement, which granted Beijing input on bishop appointments, remains contentious. Cardinal Pietro Parolin, Italy, architect of the deal, is criticized for appeasing China, highlighting the risks of aligning with geopolitical adversaries. A Chinese pope is unlikely given the Church's limited autonomy in China, but Asian candidates like Tagle could strengthen ties with the region. Africa's rising influence. African cardinals like Ambongo and Turkson symbolize the Church's future but must overcome perceptions of inexperience in global governance. Their election would signal a commitment to addressing issues like poverty and conflict, central to Francis's papacy. Analyst insight. The conclave may prioritize diplomatic pragmatism over symbolic representation, favoring candidates with proven Vatican experience, e.g., Parolin, or bridge-building credentials, e.g., Zuppi. 4. Conclave dynamics and historical precedents. The 2025 conclave is the most diverse in history, with 135 electors from 71 countries. Francis appointed 108 of these cardinals, but their loyalty to his reforms is not guaranteed. Compromise candidates. Analysts suggest the election could mirror the 1978 surprise of John Paul II, with a dark horse candidate emerging. Matteo Zuppi, Italy, a moderate progressive, or Jean-Marc Avellini, France, a multicultural bridge builder, are potential compromise figures. Age and geography. Younger cardinals, e.g. Jose Tolentino de Mendoza, 59, may be deemed too inexperienced, while older candidates like Parolin, 70, offer stability. Regional blocs, e.g. African, Latin American, could coalesce around shared priorities. Analyst insight. While the Church is theoretically ready for a non-European pope, the conclave's need for a two-thirds majority favors candidates who can unify factions. A black or Asian pope remains possible, but would require unprecedented consensus. Rome's readiness for a black or Asian pope hinges on balancing tradition with transformation. While demographic and ideological shifts create openings, the conclave's inherent conservatism and geopolitical complexities may delay a historic breakthrough. Analysts suggest the likeliest outcome is a transitional figure, perhaps a moderate European or Latin American, while the Church continues evolving toward greater inclusivity. Nevertheless, candidates like Tegel or Turkson represent pivotal steps toward a more globally representative papacy. Final note. As Vatican expert John Allen observes, the next pope will inherit a church at a crossroads, one grappling with its identity in a rapidly changing world. Whether that identity includes a black or Asian face depends on how boldly the cardinals embrace that change.